All right, Mark. So now we're gonna run this. We're gonna run this board through the planer. Get an idea how good or bad it looks. This is the front side, so it feeds through this side. There are rollers in there that should pull it through.
Yep.
Sometimes it hangs up a little bit. This is just the height. So this is what the wood looks like after it's planed and cleaned up.
It's actually really nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. There's a nail right there we missed. That's not good. See it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me. I meant to run a metal detector over this and I didn't.
Yep.
That was not good. Okay. But anyways, just that gives you an idea of the kind of wood we're looking at. So, but that's it for now. We'll just wanted to plane this one for a test to see how it would look.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay. What's that?
Could you please give me that footage?
I'll think about it.
Why?
Huh?
I have a video too. I mean,
You have a video.
Yeah.
Was that a shameless commercial? Was that a shameless plug for your YouTube channel? That's what it sounded like to me. All right. Hey,
What?
hearing protection.
Yeah. Thought I had it on. Forgot to put it on.
Mark came and told me he needs a new disc. I think he got his money's worth out of this one. Or my money's worth, I should say.
Try to bend it back.
I know, I see what you're doing. This is action-packed. That's a tough one because it's right at the edge. Well, it can't come out if there's a board right underneath it. Get as many of the easy ones as you can. Alright?
Okay.
If you have any that are giving you a really hard time, you can leave them for me.
Yep.
No, don't use the side of the hammer.
Why?
Because it's physics. All of the mass in this hammer is lined up directly behind the head. Most of it is not lined up directly behind the head. So when you go like this, all of that mass behind here is creating the energy. When you do this, now you got a problem because you got more mass over here trying to go down here, and it's gonna. It has to do with physics and lines of force and crap like that.
Yeah.
It's been a long, long time since I studied physics. But I know there's a reason why they made that hammer that shape. And it wasn't so you'd use the side of it to bang on something.
Okay. Well, this thing is so hard.
Wrong side. You remember the angle like you're going at, right? Remember how I showed you? Because these nails are coming in at an angle like this. So they kind of pointed up there, right? So if you're trying to nail here, you're trying to go back this way, this is awkward, right? And if you're trying to swing this way, you're going to bend them in the wrong direction. You do from this end, from this side, I'm kind of coming down now at the angle that they're going in, right? So I can back them out easily.
Okay. Would I?
You missed one.
No, I didn't miss that one.
Why didn't you?
The blade wouldn't reach it.
Because
So
it was
I
bent
have to
over?
hammer it back with that and then cut it again.
Okay.
I can,
Mark,
what?
can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Slide that way down. Because every time you hit that, it's trying to push the board down. Leave just enough hanging over so that the nails can, there you go, perfect. It's gonna work a lot better, trust me.
I'm missing
Let me,
everything.
Yeah, let me borrow this then.
Yeah. Here, why don't you go get that water Mummy won't let you have, supposedly.
I asked her.
Just go get yourself some water, relax.
Why am I missing anything, buddy?
Because it takes practice, Mark. Well, you know how old you know how many nails I've driven before I could do this? And I still miss. I don't hit every time. Okay? Don't be so tough on yourself.
The ones with nails still sticking out, can you put to the left of the thing, wagon?
Well, you're absolutely right. You can't really hear anything with these things on. So what'd you say?
The ones with the nails sticking out still because they were bent over, can you put them to over that pile? And the ones that finished, can you put in?
Well, I tell you what. Why don't you let me concentrate on doing this part that you're having difficult with, banging these out, backing them out, and then you could do all the rest. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so nice and hot in August. So what better thing to do than come out here and sweat to death, pulling out as many nails as we can out of these boards. We think we've got just about everything we can get out of these boards as far as nails go. There were a couple of boards we had to abandon because they had way too many nails that were cut off below the surface. We ended up pulling out as many nails as we could, and then I used my my trusty Bounty Hunter Landstar metal detector to sweep these boards, and then we flipped them and swept them again just for good measure. There are a couple of small, very small diameter nails that were broken off below the surface because we went to pull them with a nail puller and they just broke. But in the process of denailing these, we made an interesting discovery. So here's our, this isn't everything, but this is a good part of the nails we pulled out. What we found that was interesting about this is that the majority of the nails that were used to nail this floor to the floor joists in that garage that I took apart were this type of nail right here, which is what I believe is commonly referred to as a common nail. It's got a round head, and this is probably like a 16 or a 20 penny nail, as they call it. This is called a common nail. This was made by a machine. What was interesting about this is that we found areas where the metal detector found was sounding that there was a nail in there, and cleaning the dirt off, we found these nails that were cut off. So these were all cut off, and they were like two of them in a line. So everything indicated to me that a lot of these boards were actually already recycled once. In other words, I think originally these boards were in a barn or something like that, and back in the day when they used this type of nail, which I don't know if you can see that, but it's got kind of a rectangular head. All right, so this is what the square cut nails look like. They're kind of, if you cut one of them and looked at the cross section, it would be rectangular. And the heads are almost rectangular, and they're really kind of rough. It's a wrought iron nail, very early. And then it looks like what happened is when they tore these boards out of wherever they tore them out of, they just cut the shanks, the tips of the nails that were sticking out, they just cut them off and then re-nailed these boards down to make the floor for the garage. So, kind of neat. So these boards are probably a lot older than I thought. You hear any thunder?
Making sure. No. I hear some thunder in that direction, but it looks like right there's the sun, so I think it's coming just passing us.
Yeah, well, even at the edge of a storm, you can take a straight bolt of lightning, which I wouldn't be too thrilled about. Stand here and hold on to this big chunk of metal. I'll go in the house and check. Go take those four and run them over to the shed in case it starts raining so they don't get wet.
Could we just put a tarp over them? Put them in the wagon, put a tarp over them? We're going to think of driving over there and back every time we work on this.
Well, those are done for now. We'll plane those to the final thickness on another day. We'll probably put those on the table saw. Now that we got nice flat surfaces, we'll put those on the table saw. We'll rip some edges. We'll take off the edges. And then when we're getting ready to, when we figure out how we're going to put together the boards, how it's going to look, we'll plane them to a final thickness then.
Okay, can you help me put them on the thing?
Huh?
Can you help me put them on the wagon?
I was going to keep doing this.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So there's a pretty bad thunderstorm off to the north of us, but the sky's getting kind of dark and we can hear the rumbles of thunder, so rather than to wait around and see if a stray bolt finds us, I'm going to pack it in.